Yeah.
You ready to get pumped?
Pumped.
Okay, we're going to talk about our favorite pump, floor pump that we use here at the shop. You recommend it to everybody who buys a mountain bike. It's the Topeak JoeBlow Mountain. So you can see it here in the smaller picture. Riley's doing some nice hand motions for us. A couple of reasons why we recommend this for anybody who's, especially if you have a mountain bike. A, it's high volume. So that chamber, Riley, point to the chamber. Yeah. So the chamber is larger than most, so it's going to fill your tires faster. Not only that, but that oversized barrel is going to fill on both the in and the out. And then the nozzle can do both Presto or Schrader, so it's really awesome. And then my favorite part about this pump, if you lift it up a little bit into the camera, show them the dial, get a little bit closer. So as you guys can see, maybe it's hard to read the numbers a little bit for you, but this pump only goes to 60 PSI. So that's going to be really important for mountain bikers, especially if you're running tubeless, because we tend to run lower tire pressures. If you're on a plus bike, you might, or a fat bike even, it could be as low as 6 PSI. The difference between 6, 7, and 8 PSI is going to be a big difference. Even once we get into those 20 PSIs, being able to know when I put my pump on that I can fill my tire to my front tire to exactly 20 PSI, my rear tire to 22 PSI can make a huge difference on how well your wheels track on the trail. So if you're just using a generic, or you got some old pump, or you got a road bike pump that goes up to like 120 PSI, you're essentially just guessing on that. You know, am I at 22? Am I at 24? You don't know. You're getting close. So get a pump that's specific for mountain bikes. Not only is it going to give you more accurate reading, which is going to allow you to ride better, but they're going to come with bigger chambers, so you're not going to be going a billion times. You're going to do it about half as much with that one there. You use that one in the shop, Riley. What are your thoughts compared to other models?
Mm-hmm. So in this one, like you said, when you do that one pump, it does a lot more versus huffing and puffing and going rapid fire on it, basically. Also, what's nice is, like you said, it's going to be a lot more specific. You know, if you're, especially with mountain biking, 2 PSI can be a big change on how much traction you have on the trail. So this pump is going to be really specific. What's also cool, doesn't matter if you have Schrader or Presta, this pump does it all with this double-headed nozzle thing. Also, you can do balls on it too, like basketballs and stuff with this thing.
Oh, you can fill your balls and bladder?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what Topeak says. It says that, you know, you can, with that pump, it also comes with the accessories to fill your balls and bladder. So if you're mountain biking and you want to get your balls and bladder full, you could also use the JoeBlow Mountain pump. Now, I want you to take the second one that doesn't have the sign on it. That's obviously our pump. We've been using it here in the shop for the last 4 years. We use it on the floor for everybody's bike. Riley, why don't you go ahead and set it up on that flat tire right there so we can give people a show on what's going to happen. But yeah, really crazy. I mean, and basically how these pumps work in any of the Topeak pumps, just in case you did buy one, you jumped on this video to try to figure out how exactly to go about using it.
Gotta get in there a bit more.
Oh, I wish we could move the camera closer. So many of you may be experiencing the same problem Riley is right now. And what you'll want to do is go ahead and flip that over to the correct side. So on the Topeak pumps, they don't have smart heads. A lot of pumps now are going to come with a smart head. Topeak still does the dual-sided head. So on the gray side is going to be your Presta. So it's going to be most of your mountain bikes, your tubeless setups. And then Schrader is going to be the black tip side. That's going to be your standard kind of hybrid bikes. The valve stem looks like your car. So Riley put that on. And when you do that, the little lever goes away from the valve stem. So no matter which side you're on, you'll push the lever away. So if you're on the Presta side, it goes one way. Now, if we were doing a Schrader tire and we had it, flipped on the other side of the valve, the lever would go the opposite direction. So go away to get that guy to lock on. Sometimes with that being the press, it's got a little lock nut on the tube to hold it into place. But if you don't have that, sometimes you want to put your thumb behind the valve stem as you're going to connect that all at once. So Riley, go ahead and lean that back up against there. And let's go ahead and pump that till it seats. So I would scoot your stool up and then stand on your stool. So you got kind of like you're on the ground. Typically, we recommend doing this on the ground, but Riley's actually only 3 feet tall. So he has to get on top of things.
All right.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. What PSI are you at?
We're at 30.
30 PSI. So that's all we need on that bike. So it took him about 30 pumps to get up to 30 PSI from 0. You can imagine if you were using just this typical pump, you probably have to do that a lot more. You also notice when Riley was pumping that, he was doing it pretty slowly. So I think with some of the cheaper, kind of more road focused ones, you end up doing a lot of this. Whereas that guy, you kind of know you're forcing that air in every time. Sometimes that with having that bigger volume air also can help you seat a tubeless tire. Riley, have you ever seated a tubeless tire with a hand pump?
Yes, I have.
So it works sometimes. Sometimes you might have more of an issue. It's going to kind of depend on your kind of your tire and your wheel combination. But a good trick if you're trying to do that, go ahead and jump down.
Okay.
It's a bad view on the camera, buddy.
All right, we're good. We're good.
So a good trick if you're trying to set up tubeless and all you have is your JoeBlow Mountain pump at home, what you can do is you can take a tube first, put the tire on, set the one side of the tire, put your tube in, seat the other side of the tire, fill the tube up so both sides of the tire, fully seat into the rim. Then let the air out carefully and carefully unseat only the one side. So then the other side's still set up on the bead. You'll gently pull the tube out. You'll gently put your other side on. You'll pour your sealant in, and then you'll already have that one side already blown up or already seated. So when you pump that air real fast on the mountain to try to get that to go, sometimes it'll seat that way. If not, go to your local bike shop, bring the wheel in just by itself. You don't have to bring the whole bike. Bring the wheel in and they'll pop you some air real quick. Nobody ever charges for that. Have you used other pumps?
Yes, I've used a specialized one. That one you can definitely tell because I guess you can call this like the stanchion is approximately
the barrel,
absolutely tiny.
Yeah. And
then you're pumping and pumping. And as you can tell with this one, you're going to have a way bigger cartridge, which means when you're pushing down, you can feel that you're pushing a lot of air into it. These other ones, all skinny at the barrels and stuff, and you're just pumping, and it's fast, and it's a workout for sure. But, I just took out the valve core and then pumped my life away, and then I got to bead.
Good tip. Yeah, it does help if you're trying to seat a tubeless setup with a floor pump if you pull the valve core.
Yep.
So, and then once you get it to seat, you put your finger over it and then you pop it back in.
Yep.
So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Topeak also makes the Mountain DA, which is a frame pump that you can put on your bike. Same kind of theory behind it. It's going to have that really thick shaft, that thick barrel on it. So it's going to help you fill up faster. So when you're out on the trail too, take a look at the Mountain DA. Any of the mountain specific pumps from Topeak are all going to have that big barrel with fill on both the pull and the push. So again, you're looking at filling up your tire when you're on the trail and it's either freezing cold like it is now or hot in the summertime. You're sweating. You don't want to be there forever. It's really nice having that, being able to fill your tire back up in under 30 pumps. And it's pretty similar on the pump, those hand pumps, they tend to fill them up pretty quick too. Always blows my mind. So yeah, if you guys want to make your life a little bit easier, tire pressures, you need to be checking it before every single ride. There is no time you should go for a ride on your mountain bike and not check your tire pressure. If it's too low, you potentially could damage your rim. You're going to be wasting some energy. And if you have too high a tire pressure, you could be bouncing around and stuff like that. So get a good floor pump, check your tire pressure before every ride, do it at the trailhead if you have to. But make sure you keep that down and keep tuning in, subscribe, find us on iTunes, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify. Riley or Smiley's going to soon get us on TikTok, so you can follow us there.
Oh, yeah.
We'll cut these videos down to a minute for you over there. So come and see.